Hello everyone and welcome to Slime Rancher 2. So this is a game, it has just entered open access, and I'm super excited to get into it. For those of you who don't know, Slime Rancher, it's a game where you play as a rancher who ranches slime. Pretty self-explanatory in the title, I will say, but I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen Slime Rancher 1, I would definitely recommend go checking it out. It was a hit a couple of years ago, and I've been looking forward to Slime Rancher 2 for years now. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. Tutorials enabled, tar enabled, feral enabled. Yep, all of that should be fine. What do we want to do? I'm feeling like being a... You know what? That guy right there is a mood. So we will be the infamous rock slime. Alright, what do you got for me, Slime Rancher?
After a long day of slime ranching, Beatrix LeBeau was enjoying a cool glass of carrot juice as she watched the sun set across the slime sea. Suddenly, a boat arrived at her dock with nothing inside but a mysterious letter. You have explored the far, far range, from the dusty shores of the dry reef to the furthest reaches of the perilous glass desert. But there are worlds yet uncharted, Beatrix LeBeau. Rainbow Island awaits you. Climb aboard if you're ready for a new adventure. Beatrix excitedly boarded the boat, and it took her across the slime sea. Eventually, she saw an island unlike anything on the far, far range. Mountains, trees, and grasses, all in an array of colors that danced and moved like a dream. As she explored, she found an abandoned conservatory overlooking the rest of the island. Curiously, it was equipped with something a slime rancher like her would ever need to wrangle slimes, start a farm, and build gadgets. And so a new adventure begins. Beatrix tightened her boots, readied her backpack, and set out to explore Rainbow Island and uncover its mysteries.
Alright, awesome. Oh wow, it just dumps us straight in. Okay. Let's get moving. Alright, so for those of you who don't know how Slime Rancher works... Oh. I will continue the tutorial while I talk. Slime Rancher, you get pens and you collect slimes, you feed them, and they make things called plorts. Plorts? Oh my gosh, I am having a moment. Plorts allow you to then sell them at the market, like you will see over here, and you make money off of it. So there's kind of like a stock exchange sort of thing. Supply and demand, the longer you wait to sell plorts, the more they cost. So for example, pink plorts, they're going for 11 bucks today. All of these different ones, they can either stay the same daily, go up, or go down. So tomorrow, the rock plort will be more expensive if I sell it. But for example, the fire plorts will be going down. So you can kind of stockpile plorts and save them. So that way you can make more profit in the long run. Wow, this is a much nicer homestead. I mean, not to diss on the first game, but it was not nearly as pretty, that much is for sure. So pink slimes, their diet is literally anything. Food is broken up into fruit, veggies, and meats. So for example, if I go over here and I grab this here hen, we can just give it a little feed, and then a pink plort is created. I don't want to take the pink slime with me though. As we go along, we can upgrade our actual corral here. So we can build high walls to ensure that even the bounciest of slimes will have difficulty escaping. Music box that soothes the slime so that way they get less agitated. An air net so that way if they're bouncing up and down, it kind of holds them in place. Solar Shield. So there are certain types of slimes that die in sunlight. So Solar Shield's very helpful for that. Plort Collector, that automatically picks up plorts for you. And Auto Feeders, it auto feeds them just so that we don't have to go in. Because pink slimes, they are very friendly. But there are other slimes that not quite so friendly. Chickadoo. Let us pick that up. Just so we have it in our Slimepedia. I'm gonna let it be free. Oh gosh, I launched it. I'm gonna let it be free, just let it grow up into a beautiful hen. Rainbow Island awaits. That about covers the basics. Now it's time to get out there and explore. And no matter where your adventure takes you, always keep curiosity and kindness in your heart. Well, you know it. This conservatory is very cool looking. The home base in Slime Rancher 1 was great, don't get me wrong. But it was kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say boring looking, but it was not as nice looking as this. That's just my opinion. I mean, I'm sure plenty of people would disagree with me, but I already think this is way more beautiful than the original base. Alright, collect up plenty of food so we can get up some plorts. And actually even, maybe I will sell off some plorts, I'm not sure yet. Just so that way we can actually get some upgrades going, or some new corrals. One thing you can do, I will demonstrate. So if I feed this guy a carrot, wow, that went absolutely flying. Okay, this cotton slime, if it eats this carrot, it makes a pink plort. Or I guess the pink slime ate it. Makes a pink plort. Well, gosh, I feel like I need to rebind, what would it be under? This is clearly made for Xbox. Okay, here we go. Vac should be left click. Can I rebind this? I would like to rebind this, but I'm not actually seeing a button for it. Okay, I don't think I actually can rebind the keys unless it's like down here. Nah. Okay, well in that case, I will just have to get used to it. Anyways, slimes can eat different plorts. If they would just eat this. There we go. And it combines them. So now we have a cotton pink Largo. So Largo slimes are just larger versions of slimes. And then it's just a combination of the two. So if I, for example, went around and I fed this pink Largo here, it will now poop out two plorts. So now we have a cotton plort and a pink plort. So it all just works together. So the real cash making strategies typically is you go around and you actually combine up different slimes, get a bunch of them, and then you start profiting off that. What is this guy? Research drone. Accessing GG log. Well, here we are again. I'm sending the drones out to all their original scouting locations. Once I confirm the conditions are the same, I'll get to work. This place, I still remember being in awe of these rainbow fields. It felt like being in a beautiful dream. And I guess in a way it was, because it ended much too soon. I mean, yeah, this place is quite idyllic. I would not mind living here. That much is for sure. What do we got here? Ooh, a little pot. Got a little bit of extra money off of that. That actually should make it to where we can afford some upgrades if we want them. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and explore a bunch, see if we can find some new gosh, I feel like vacuuming up slimes should be left click. It just feels more natural to me, but it's not a huge deal. What the heck is this? An upgrade is needed to harvest this. Okay. This over here, it said an upgrade is needed to harvest this. That's just water. You can eventually build a water tank upgrade. At least that's what you could get in the first game. And that allowed you to You could water crops, you could feed certain slimes, all sorts of different stuff. You could also fight off some of the less than friendly slimes. Oh wow, I can already open this. These treasure pods, typically you needed an upgrade to unlock these, but I guess you just start with it. This is early access, so, well, it's not early access, it's the game preview, so things can change in between now and the final product, so maybe they'll make you pay for that in the long run. We have a cave with absolutely nothing in it. Very nice. Alright. Falling in water, I am assuming, is very bad. One thing, if you get knocked out, at least in the first game, it would make you lose your entire inventory and it would fast forward a day. We are not looking to do that, so actually gonna launch that guy off, and I want to grab these Q berries. One thing you can get going is you can get gardens and you can grow crops. And it would be nice to have just a consistent supply of food, because hungry slimes tend to get a bit angry and more anxious, and they'll start bouncing around, and there's a bigger chance of stuff escaping, messing with your crops, etc. Eating other slimes, or, you know, just all sorts of chances for nonsense to happen. I have no clue where I'm going. I want to see... Okay, so here is home. Apparently this is all cloudy. I don't know what that's about. Oh my gosh, is this all more stuff to explore? So it looks like there's 3 main islands. A southern island, a western, and an eastern. Nothing to the north. Outside of... I don't know if you can go to these little isles here, but... maybe we should explore back in these areas, if only because... Wait, am I going the right way? I'm going the exact opposite direction of where I want to be going. Ooh, stony hens. Let's pick this up, if only to get it in the Slimepedia. Okay, get rid of the stony hen, and pick back up these cotton slimes. Or actually, one thing I could do, so these guys eat veggies. Let us feed a carrot to one of you. Oh, come on. Eat this. Stop bouncing over my carrots, please. Just eat this. It's not slime cruelty, I swear. I'm just shooting it in the face. Are they not hungry or something? I don't want the pink slimes to eat. Please just... oh my gosh. Okay, will you eat now? Please just eat some food. I want a cotton plort. That's all I'm trying to get here. Bruh. Okay, whatever. Oh my gosh, there's one right there. Perfect. That's all I needed. I'm also kind of lost. Where the heck is the conservatory? It's over there. I can feed this cotton plort over to the pink slimes that I have in captivity. I mean, in their beautiful, lovely, warm enclosure. And from there, I can start mass producing both cotton and pink slimes. One thing about feeding... oh, well, we got a runner. I guess let's buy those. One thing about actually feeding pink plorts to other types of slimes is it'll make it into a pink largo of whatever that is. So like it can be a cotton pink largo. Slimes have favorite foods though, and cotton largos might have one, but pink slimes don't have favorites, is one thing. So you don't get as much of a return by doing stuff like this, which not necessarily a bad thing, but it is something to consider. Okay, and we want these guys to start eating the cotton plorts, and then that should make them into largos. The slimes much less receptive to actually eating stuff than they were in the last one. They were very receptive. They would practically bounce like out of their skins to get some food. What do we got here? All control stuff. I played a metric ton of Slime Rancher 1, so I know what I'm doing. I don't need tutorials. I will just kind of explain stuff as we go along. So we have the Archway, an expansion to the conservatory set amongst ancient ruins and fields of rainbow grass for 1800. Okay. I literally just spent all of our money on those high walls just because slimes were getting out. What was off this way then? The Gully, this expansion to the conservatory is surrounded by tall rock formations and covered in amber grass. Okay, if it looks like it might be a cave, but I could be mistaken. If it is a cave, and these expansions you buy typically have more slots to buy stuff, and caves, the nice thing they have is they're naturally, sunlight's not going to get into a cave, obviously, and by doing that, you're presented with an opportunity to not have to buy solar nets, which just saves you money on like the phosphor slimes, I believe they were called, which are ones that come out at night. The Den. This dark, dank, mushroom-covered expansion to the conservatory is a refuge from the sun for slimes and ranchers alike. So this will be the dark area. So it's just an alternative to buying solar nets if you're not feeling like it, because honestly, it's an upgrade that you can kind of get around. All right, do we have any phosphor slimes out and about? Listen to that soundtrack, by the way. Oh gosh, we're having a rave over here. Hey guys. They are just helping themselves to all of the food. We will try and pick up what we can. Unfortunately, starvation is kind of the norm for slimes. They should be used to it at this point. They're always so hungry, but we just don't have it in ourselves to feed them all. Actually, I'm gonna be real. I can't handle phosphor slimes right now. Okay, so an extension of our map here. Alright, pick up these carrots, and what do we got here? Water lettuce. This is new. The only glass of water that has your daily dose of fiber. High in fiber, huh? Refinery links conveniently... I missed that. I don't know what a refinery link is. I'm guessing you put plorts in and it'll put that into a refinery. Refineries can like make items for you. Accessing GG log. I was so in over my head when I first started here. I remember hauling Jellystone back to the conservatory by hand because I was so excited. Breathless and sweating, I was going about everything all wrong, but I was happy. There's little time now, so I'll need these refinery links if I'm going to be efficient. This time I'm going to do it right. Alright, maybe explain that again to me. I did miss that. The tutorial thing is back at base, so we can always check up on it. Worst case scenario, but I just accidentally missed it. Now we got tabby slimes. I want to make room for them, if only so that way I can pick them up and get them in my Slimepedia. There we go. Those stripes, that tail, that wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, what do we got going on down here? Pick up one more of these, get more food. We're gonna need an insane amount of food. Pink Gordo, diet, everything. So these guys, if you pop them, they can have a range of things from like items to typically teleporters. But you have to feed them a metric ton of food. So I guess we're just gonna use up our food supply. And our goal is literally make this guy pop. And he's still hungry. Okay. Maybe a little bit more will be enough. He is shaking quite a lot. There we go. Alright, he pops into a bunch of pink slimes. And some sort of jet stream. It pushes me up, it looks like. It's a geyser. That's the word that I was looking for there. Okay, so there's some feral slimes over there, it looks like. But real quick, what the heck is this thing? Some sort of lever. Oh, I want to check that out. Okay, hold that note. I will check you out. I would just want to see these ferals real fast. Actually, I don't think I can reliably make that. I don't have a jetpack yet, so in that case, man, these slimes look way different. I know it's, you know, a new game and everything, but it's just weird seeing them like this. I'm so used to them being, I don't know, not like this, I guess. Different art style. I don't know if there was a change in development teams or if they just wanted to switch things up. It's not bad. I'm not complaining, I'm just not used to it, it's all. What do we got back here? Emerald Cypress Cluster. A group of cypress trees is a great start for a grove, 2 times more effective than a lone tree. Okay. Wait, so if I press slash, that's how it said I can go to this. Where was world? No. Science. Refinery, the first step to building gadgets. Warp Tech, try not to think about how it works. Warp Tech is a class of slime science gadgets that allow you to harness the power of instantaneous travel. It includes teleporters that you can use to create shortcuts, as well as gadgets that allow you to transport items. Craft Warp Tech in order to ranch and explore much faster and more efficiently. You know, the slime science stuff, I did not mess around enough with in the first game. I played around with it a little bit, but definitely could have done it some more. Ember Valley, the ancient world stirs beneath your feet with every step. I mean, I see a volcano, so is it a mistake waiting to happen coming here? Am I about to get toasty? Alright, so far, no like bizarre new slimes. All of the ones I've seen have been, for the most part, from Slime Rancher 1, except for the cotton slimes. I know that there's supposed to be a bunch of new ones. Oh, that's an odd onion. I want to get all of these growing eventually because all of these different things are favorites of different slimes. It actually is pretty extensive what they can like. There's like oka, there's odd onions, silver parsnips, all sorts of different crops. Alright, I know I'm on a mission here, but that hasn't changed anything about these geysers. They're still fun as heck. I think I can afford a few minutes for a splash like the old days. Think you can. Life is about having fun, right? What the heck is that guy? So this is a rock slime. These guys actually can hurt you. They don't intentionally do it, but they will kind of roll towards you and smack into you if you're not careful. I thought I saw a big slime that I hadn't seen before, but I guess not. An upgrade is needed to harvest this. Okay. That might take some time. As you go along, there's a day-night cycle, and as the days pass, new upgrades get unlocked. If it's the same as... Ooh. There we go. Got a nice volcano off in the distance. But upgrades should unlock as the days go on. I didn't actually see where you could buy the upgrades for yourself. I should clarify, you buy upgrades for B here. Oh, Batty slime, these guys are new. I have never seen one of these before. Boom slimes, those guys explode. Crystal slimes, they're exactly like rock slimes, except they leave behind like a crystal trail behind them, so they're a little dangerous like that if you walk over these. See, I take damage there. Boom slimes just like to explode, kind of like that. And I don't know what batty slimes do. Boom crystal largo. Okay, so see, this is how you can make really good money, is you start combining largos, and now every time you would feed this guy, you would get a boom plort and a crystal plort, which are already pretty valuable. You stockpile like just as many of them as you physically can. Fire slime, very nice. You stockpile as many plorts as you can, and then you start feeding stuff off to the market, like all in a bunch. It will absolutely crash the market, but hey, that's okay. Fire slimes here, they're pretty cool. They actually feed themselves. You need to buy a special enclosure that's made out of fire. And then their diet will just be the ash that's produced off of that. Is this oil? We struck oil, boys. Alright, I know I'm being boring and not grabbing slimes. I want to prioritize a garden, is what I want to do. Well, actually, I'm prioritizing exploration currently. Pomegranate. Ah, I like that. A little bit of wordplay. Let's get rid of these carrots. There's a bunch of these by our house. We can always get more. Rich in minerals, this is. Alright, what we got in here? Stalagmite. Looks like a giant tooth. It's a good thing the caves they're found in are just caves, right? I don't know. I mean, they could be teeth for all we know. Secretly, the Earth is just a giant slime. We're not even on Earth, actually, but could you imagine? It's the whole planet, it's just a giant slime all along. Bunch of random junk that we don't care about. Mostly just the money we can collect from these. Oh gosh, look at that. That is pretty. This is a pretty game, I gotta say. Watching the slimes frolic about in the water, having themselves a good time. They do need to be careful, because if they eat one wrong slime, they can become tars. Oh, I didn't even notice. These are angler slimes. Yeah, those guys are new. Oh, they're making the scary face. Oh, that is a tar. So tars are created... Hey, you're so cute, buddy. Tar slimes are created if you feed a third type of plort to a largo. So a slime can accept one extra plort that's not its own type. So for example, a pink slime could eat a tabby plort and it would become a tabby pink largo. But if you then feed it a rock plort, rather than becoming a rock tabby pink slime, it becomes a tar slime. They are very violent. They will attack you and other slimes, and the only way that I can remember of to kill them is basically hitting them with water. They really don't like water. How do I get out of here? Actually, I will admit I'm a little lost. I don't have a map, so... And I'm also worried I'm not going to make this jump, as I just missed that jump. Oh god, this is not going well. Well, I was knocked out. Several hours of rest will fix me right up. Oh gosh, we got some hungry guys here. Why are you hungry? There's literally food in your tank right there. Well, I lost all my stuff. Oh, you wake up to a... I see it. You wake up to a horde of hungry slimes when you get knocked out. Good to know. Okay, so we can sleep for varying amount of times. That's new. You used to just be able to sleep until the next morning, if I remember correctly. We are on day 2. It's 5:51 in the evening. I haven't actually been offered any new upgrades. So what do we got going on around here? Some gardening tools. Lots of decorative stuff. Like already, the conservatory, it's so much more stunning than the original place. Also, look at that sunset. Best view on the planet. Just watch the sunset. So calming. Good night, far, far away. I think that's what this island, or this planet is called. I can't really remember. I've been goofing around too much. I've literally done nothing. I lost all the stuff that I was collecting. It's not going great, everybody. It's actually going absolutely swimmingly. I'm going to collect up a bunch of this stuff. I normally do not recommend just selling loose plorts just because you need the money. And the way to get the money is to stockpile them. But you have to sell these off initially so that way we can start getting some upgrades. So different sorts of things that we can make, for example, would be a corral. That's what we have over there. These store your slimes. Oh, I know I already showed you all the upgrades for these. We have gardens. This is where you can grow a singular type of crop. And you can get different upgrades to make those crops grow faster, be better quality, etc. A coop. Here you can grow up chickens and make them stable meat supply for your meat-eating slimes. Silos, you can't take it with you when you go, so put it into storage. So these you can have multiple storage silos, so you can just store items up to I think 100 of an item. Incinerator, don't need it, burn it. This is great. This is where you would actually put your fire slimes. In addition, if you burn stuff, that kind of feeds the slimes. And ponds. This is for like water slimes, so slimes that can't live without water need to go in ponds. What is Q and E for plots? I'm not sure what that's about. What do we got here? Victor Humphreys. Hello? Hello? Beatrix, do you read me? Testing, testing. Perhaps you're lost at sea, taken away by that mysterious boat never to be. Oops, nope, just forgot to turn the display on. Nice to see your face again, Beatrix. I have missed you greatly, my dear friend. And while I am quite excited for you to partake in a new adventure, I already have data that might complicate things. Last night, I received a message from some sort of artificial intelligence program. It's written in code, but not one I recognize. I'm in the process of analyzing it. But I am certain that this message was sent from where you are now, the mysterious Rainbow Island. So to recap, a mysterious boat takes you to a mysterious island, and I receive a mysterious code from said mysterious island. It all seems quite curious. Well, I've got work to do, and you best get to exploring. Oh, I almost forgot. Take this home portal. It should make the early stages of your journey easier. Now available in the Fabricator Yellow Home Portal. Take care, Beatrix. We'll be in touch. If I call you again. Hello, Beatrix. Despite appearances, this is not Victor, but a hologram of Victor that Victor has developed to receive messages. Oops. Please state your message, and I will ensure that the message is not given to me, but instead to Victor. Okay, so he's got nothing to say to us. Well, night has settled upon Rainbow Island. It is gorgeous, to say the least, and I think we have ourselves a new home. I am hopeful for this place. I have literally done absolutely nothing for it. But that's about right for this channel. We don't get much done on the first day. Alright, anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and round up the video here. It's a bit of a shorter one, but I've got some other stuff that I need to get going on. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, how about you go ahead and hit that like button. Maybe go ahead and subscribe while you're at it. And I will see you all next time for some more Slime Rancher. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.